Welcome back from the break. You are watching Man Talk here on KTN Home, and today we are discussing friendships and money and how men navigate those two. Saa zingine zinaingiana and things work out, and other times not so well. I'm joined today by Njenga, Brian Mwau, and Apiyo Opiyo, and we have been discussing this over the first half of the show. And as we were closing the conversation before, we were talking about when you're the one who has borrowed money, whether it's from a friend or it's from an institution or it's from a family member, always communicate, gentlemen. We know that there is guilt, as Apiyo described it, but don't live in the guilt and then not communicate to the person that you borrowed money from, because you never know, you might need them again in a couple of years, or they might need you, so you never know. You might not always need them for financial reasons. You need people for various things. Now, women, we've created communities, at least I'll say specifically for African women, where you can get financial help. So chamas are probably the best one, and they're probably the ones that have grown the most. Some chamas are, they can beat other institutions when it comes to revenue, when it comes to investment and assets that they have in place. But it's usually a place that a woman knows she can go and get money in case of an emergency, if there's something happening with her household, if there's something happening with her business, because she's created this relationship with her chama over time, it's somewhere she can be able to get funds from. So many women start chamas in uni now. We see a lot of women starting at that young age. So by the time maybe they're needing lump sums of money later in their 30s or their 40s, when they have established families, it's much easier. Now, do men have the same culture? I know men, they don't like calling theirs chamas, zinaitangwa investment groups. So are you guys part of such groups, and do you find that men are forming these groups and using it as a place to get tunes, Brian?
Yes. Actually, that works very well, and it starts from it's based on 3 pillars.
Okay.
Number 1 can be your spiritual family. These are the friends you meet from church, and you end up being good friends. You meet every Sunday. You're like, by the way, where do you work? You end up being good friends. Then maybe they introduce you to something. They tell you, by the way, I'm having this investment or this. You can be able to do this or that. The other one is business partners, or rather colleagues. These are people you work together with at workplace, because everywhere we go, at times men like socializing with men.
Yes.
So when you're telling the stories, maybe when you're having late coffee with your friends, you end up maybe having those chamas. You say, maybe this month will be giving so and so 10,000.
Yes.
And for example, and it's a merry-go-round thing. That really works. And the other aspect is the other one is now friendship. Now these friends that you've been these are friends outside work, friends outside, you church.
Yes.
These are just friends now you meet as, friends, good friends, and maybe now, like this one that I'm in, we call it the brotherhood. Nice. So we have a lawyer in the brotherhood, we have a contractor in the brotherhood, we have an IT guru in the brotherhood. Nice. So in case you need anything, you just know there's this brother in our brotherhood that does this and that.
So it's even more than financial. You guys are not just saving, you also get perks and benefits from one another.
Exactly. If I have a job that maybe a lawyer needs, I'll call my brotherhood partner. If I have a construction job, I'll call out my brotherhood partner. And also, aside from now involving ourselves in businesses, because we've grown, even we've become families now. I believe I was the last person to marry in the brotherhood.
Okay.
So you end up even knowing their families, and through that you start even having businesses, because also we check, maybe one of your relatives is not doing so well. Yeah. Can we maybe start a barber shop for them? And we invest, we check the amount of money that we've been able to raise, and we normally have end of year.
Yes.
And we don't even estimate we don't have a fixed amount that at the end of the month you need to be having 10,000. No, you can go as low as 1,000. And actually, there's always a thin line between a borrower and someone who is a lender. A lender will always think invest first, then spend.
Yes.
A borrower will always think spend first, then save. So at the end of the day, this person, and again, money will always follow a good manager. If you're a good manager, that's why even the good book says, to whom much is given shall be added.
Yes.
And to whom less is given, even that little that they have will be taken away.
Yeah.
Why? Because this person who has been able to accumulate more proves that he's a good manager.
Yeah.
And that's why you'll end up finding my brother here who is doing the lending business. He's a good manager. He's a good financial manager.
Right.
He's able to finance and say, you know, this week I'll take ugali and skuma.
Yes.
And lend out 2,000 to this person. And by the time it's coming back, you know, he's able to, you know, to limit his expenditure and becomes a good manager and to be able to discipline himself. So yes, to men we still have those groups and they work very well, and because they also help you be able to see, to learn from these friends. What are those financial decisions they made that made them to be where they are?
Yeah. Anthony, are you a part of any investment group, any kind of chama?
I'd say no, but I have these friends, at least 5 friends with whom I can rely on. Let's say kama ni kitu fulani nataka, ama we can come together. And there's a time we came together na tukaamua tununue hata kani kagari kadogo tuiweke kwa business ya Uber.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so mtu ana chip in Kenya konayo, you suggest your ideas, and that's hizo groups zinasaidianga because you guys have a common goal, because now at the end of the day unajua you can rely on this person, because you guys have created that relationship actually is key to every friendship, to every actual, hata kama ni marriage, hata kama ni which type of relationship. The relationship you create is very, very much important. So once you've created that relationship, now to those maybe who don't have those such type of people, one is you get those real friends. You know, Susan, they are real friends and fake friends. You come to that, yeah. So get those real friends who will be there for you. Na watakusupport. Now you guys can think about something, you can invest, you can even mnaweza mnunue shamba, mjenge, let's say it's 6 of you, mnunue shamba na mjenge. Alafu mjenge, let's say for example ni a 6-story building, mwamwe sasa kila it's rental.
Yes.
Mwamwe, let's say it's a 3-bedroom, you're 6 of you. Mmejenga iko na 6 floors. Mwamwe easy floors, wewe utachukua nyumba za hii floor fulani, you are 6, right? So kila mtu ako na floor yake.
Yes.
So sema mimi wewe utachukua hii, mimi nitachukua hii, and out of that at least utakuwa unajua there's something you get out of this.
Yeah.
Na pia hata si lazima hata shamba, you can start with the small things. Mnaweza amua hata mfungue ka hoteli kidogo tu mahali tu mahali mko. At least wewe mnapata a few penny or something, at least itawasaidia. Exactly.
I like that. Now, Anthony, don't ask me how I know this, but you're a bit younger than the other 2 gentlemen on our panel.
It's alright.
And I like that you and your friends, it's not a formal chama yet. You've not yet decided to make it an investment group, but you do have a support system where you come together.
Yes.
And you said, look for real friends. Avoid those fake friends. How do men do friend shopping? How do you decide? Hawa ni wale nitakuanga tu natembea na wao, hawa ni wakukunywa, wakusherehe, but this one I know is someone I can rely on. This is somebody I can call for advice. Yes. This is somebody who, if I'm in a fix, you know, if mom is in hospital and I need to put together 250,000 and the doctor doesn't want to know here nor there, who are the people I can call who I know can come through for me? How do men do that friend shopping? How do you select the right people?
To me, number one, way in which you can select a real friend in that for that case, is somebody who is ako hapo ama mko na yeye in terms of you two, anaona the potential in you, na he most especially yeye huyo chali ako ready kukusupport in whichever way that you need that person, or you need him also. Alafu fake friends, not only even men, even ladies wanapata fake friends. And actually a fake friend, number one, is a friend mwenye let's say for the men, ni mtu mwenye hajakuwa kicheka kwa you. Alafu time fulani ameona umeanza kumoka.
Amekuwa na KTN, dadi anakutumia message.
Ameanza kutumia message, niaje maze, I need like 20,000. Maze ni mwana umeanza kumoka, na huyo msema ndio hakuwa anacheka kwa you. He was not there for you. Hakuwa hata anakusalimia ati hey. Actually these people are there. A lot of people are finding themselves in such messages. Unapata hajui kama huyu ni fake friend ama real friend. But let me tell you, number one, a real friend is someone who at least says hi to you, checks up on you. Asikuwe ni mtu mwenye kazi yake tu ni kukustalk social media. Na hata hawezi kusalimia. Hawezi check up, hawezi uliza how you doing. Inaweza kuwa you really drowning in depression na hata hajui. Inaweza kuwa hata uko na date nyingine noma sana na hata hajui.
And something to add to what you're saying is real friends are not usually many. You guys can tell me. It's like 5. 5 is even many. Maybe 5 or even less. And as you get older, what I'm noticing is they reduce in number, because also you can't have too many people out there doing your business.
Yeah.
But also there's only that small group where you can each rely on one another.
Exactly.
So it's a close-knit circle that you're like friends and you end up being really close. Let's talk about animosity between money and friendships. When you borrow and the person says, no, I do not have. Between men, what usually happens? Because me, I can tell you amongst women, sometimes that conversation doesn't go so well. If my friend believes I have money and is borrowing from me and I refuse, whether I have the money or not, but it is my permission to refuse, to say yes or to say no. It creates animosity or some kind of awkwardness in that friendship. Does that happen amongst men as well?
Yeah, it does. Usually it happens. For example, from what we started by saying that if you are to borrow money or to actually lend money, then there must be a relationship. And when I tell you that I don't have money, whether someone tells you that I was actually splashing money somewhere, it's none of your business.
Exactly.
You get me? That is none of your business. Because may I believe that for you, there is no standard gauge or formula of getting real friends. The only way of knowing someone is your friend is, number one, can he compromise or can they compromise? Can they accommodate my weaknesses? If they know very well that Apiyo usually, or in most cases, can have money, but it is very rare for him actually to give you the money, then live with that. Compromise, live with that. That is his character.
Right.
You get me?
I like that.
That is my character. If you know very well that probably Brian, who works at the center, has got opportunity and is in capacity to talk to the company and actually lend you money, and probably you called him and he told you, no, we can't help you. Live with that. You're not going to push him. It is not your money. It is not your property. And number two, you people are not like it was cast on stones that it is only Brian that must give you money.
Yeah.
The first, it was not cast on stone that I have to give you money.
Right.
So yes, we usually have animosity in terms of borrowing and actually telling a friend that, oh, I don't have money, I can't give you right now, even if you have. And in most cases, men are very strategic people.
Yes.
In the long run. If a man probably is blessed well or is endowed from what you see, he is having money and is not in a position to give you. To me, that is something he knows about you, about how you manage money, about your borrowing statistics, about how you behave, about what he has to do, for example, to take his money back. So a number of things. He considers a number of things before actually he comes up with a decision like a no. And the people who doesn't take no for an answer. Yes. So it's up to you. You have to be ready to take no for an answer sometimes, because this thing boils to the kind of relationship and friendship you have with somebody. And as well, we usually say, I heard Kibe saying the other day that there is nothing like friendship. What actually binds people is interest. Right? Yeah. If we are not actually pursuing one thing, or we are not in one line or trajectory of doing things, there's nothing for me to win. There's nothing for me to win. So if you know that probably you asked me money and you believe I have and I didn't give you, to me, there is nothing we are sharing. Or in somewhat, that is how I am not of this idea that we should be borrowing each other money with you, please, for God's sake. Yeah. So me, I believe that first, if I have to be in a situation to actually borrow money or lend money or do this business of this, then number one, that friendship and that relationship, so that you're in a position to compromise my weaknesses within your environment, as I compromise yours. Because without compromising, there is no friendship.
Yeah,
that is
I like that. Brian?
So to partially agree and also maybe a little bit contradict with him. You see, friends, you can make friends in the past, you can even make friends today and even from tomorrow. But what are your defining lines? And one lesson that I've learned from my wife is, number one, just always be honest and sincere with these people. Yeah. And then don't like people based on what they have, but who they are as a person. Because today this person might be not having much, but as a person is an ambitious person who is going far, who has a very bright future. Yes. Keep them close. Yeah. Because of who they are.
The people who are rich in character. Correct. And rich in, they have the information, maybe they even have the know-how to make the money, they just haven't quite gotten there yet.
Exactly. And then also there's one saying I always like that says, don't use things, not people, and love people, not things. So once you have your love for people, even by the time you're lending out, because lending actually is very, very biblical. You go to Deuteronomy 28 verse there, 12 or 13. It says, "You shall lend to nations, and you shall borrow from none." So him will prosper because he's doing something that is very biblical.
Right.
But even as you lend out, as you're lending out, what is the reason? What is pushing you? Is it for profit? If it's for profit, and one thing I love about my Muslim brothers and sisters, one thing, and I have plenty of them, one thing, they will help you when you're in need. Not even for gains of interest or you have to pay me back with a profit. No, because they're helping you because of who you are, but not what they want to get from you. Because there's always when you're dealing with money, there's always a thin line between actually making profit and becoming greedy.
Yes.
You go in the country, you check most of the Shylocks. They're not there for business. They're just there to, not even to make profit, but because they're greedy. Because you'll hear someone has taken someone's logbook and a car that is worth 6 million, he's gone and disposed it at 2 million to get his 2 million back.
Right.
Literally, you could have given this person, if you have a good relationship and you have a good heart towards, building each other, because money comes, it comes as a matter of fortunate. Fortune. It's one season.
Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't. So build friendships and don't shy away from making new friendship even begin today or beginning tomorrow. But sit back and ask yourself, is this person actually genuine? Because if you're genuine and you're sincere with your friend that you're making, if he invites you for coffee and you cannot afford for coffee, you'll tell him, no, bro, I would love to come for that coffee, but I don't have tunes to pay for that coffee. Then he'll tell you as a genuine friend, my brother, I'm the one who called you for that coffee. Just come for the coffee. You might find the problem that he has, you sit with the solution. And out of that, you make good money. Personally, I've made money through solving people's problems. Someone is looking for this, you don't know where to get it. Someone is looking for a good place to buy a Range Rover Vogue, but he doesn't know who is the best person to sell it. Because there's always solutions to provide. And have I known these people since I was born? No. I've met these people in the streets. I've met these people. I've actually sat with them and asked them, how are you progressing? How are you doing? So build that relationship from a very generous, a very honest position. Can be even having ice cream. Your meat and
honesty
out of that,
and sincerity.
That's all.
I like that because you'll be genuine with the person.
Correct.
Whether you're the one borrowing money or you're the one lending it.
Absolutely.
Right. I like that a lot. Now there is something actually that we talked about on my radio show, Vibes Radio, shameless plug. I'm on air 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday to Friday, guys. We were talking about black tax and the idea that Africans or African Americans, people that have our skin color like me and these lovely gentlemen here, how when you become a young professional, especially when you're younger, if you're the one to omoka, if you're the one who's the most educated in your family, or if you're the one maybe who's in the city or you're the one who's abroad, you always send back money to family. And it is a custom. It is seen as the way it's meant to be. Now my question is to you guys, for how long should somebody send money? Because they're families now, or there's a greed that has gotten to a place where there are young professionals who are going broke. There are young professionals who can never save because even your family members know your payday. How does your family member know your payday? So the day of your payday, hata kabla wewe upate your message pesa imeingia, wameshaanza kupiga simu, uncle nani, your own mom, your siblings, whoever it is that you support in your realm. And I feel like this pressure obviously lies a little harder on men than it does women, but usually it's just the more educated person or the person that has quote unquote a good job. How do you guys usually navigate this? Anthony, let me start with you, because I think our age is the one being nyonywa right now.
I have a cousin currently won't say the country yako. Na that cousin alikuwa anatumia familia yake pesa, of which the cousin knew, my cousin now, akitumia the family pesa, hii pesa inatumika mahali, at least akitoka hiyo country ako. And the cousin actually took almost the same age.
Okay.
Akitoka hiyo country, at least I find something that imebuild kidogo huko. For him, imsaidie at least. Isikuwe na start from zero.
Yes.
Now, it's so sad. Alikuwa anatuma pesa, but now the parents were using the money to build their own house without telling the cousin.
Oh no.
Unapata? anatuma pesa na the parents hawajasema by the way we want to build a house, so at least the person utakuwa unatutumia
tuna invest kunini nyumba.
Walikuwa wanasema at least ukirudi utapata uko na biashara yako tukupatie at least unaendelea. But now alirudi akapata nyumba imejengwa. Actually it's not a big house, like a small house, iko na like 2 bedrooms. Lakini now una imagine amekuwa kituma pesa all through, and it is sad that anapata nyumba si hakuna kitu yeye anaweza saidika in that,
and that's his own parents.
Exactly. Now the parents didn't actually say, so it's actually so sad that you know our parents these people we send money to our guardians these people, let's say mimi niko USA or something alafu now I have parents or guardians here in Kenya, at least najua hata kama nitakuwa nawatumia pesa kuwasaidia at least mahali, pia nyinyi at least mutry nikirudi nisianze from zero.
Be genuine.
Exactly. Waambie, don't expect your son or your whatever mwenye huko akirudi atafeel vizuri juu maybe amefeel umejenga nyumba and everything that was your priority, lazima ungefanya. But now you didn't tell this person.
So have you guys ever experienced that?
Yes, but also remember this one point I said about money will always go to the good manager. You see, once you are getting maybe a good salary, you're privileged to have a good salary, you need to sit down and account yourself and actually distribute your money in percentage. Say, for example, the principle that I use, 10% will go to tithe, become my tithe. 10% of what is remaining again becomes my charity job. That is what I'll send to, that is what I'll send to friends who are asking for money. That is what I'll help my cousins. 10% of that. Then the other 30% of this is for our household. You need to move around, you need to go to work, you need to do all that.
Your living costs.
Yes. Then the 20%, for example, the 20% for my salary goes to rent. You need to rent because you need to be staying in a place. Then now the other 30% goes to my investment. It becomes an investment.
A saving or investment or some kind.
Or something that I'm saving to buy maybe something bigger that needs to be saved across time, or saving for vacation, or that. Now the 30% goes to that. The advantage of that is because every time people are asking for money, you'll be going back. I only set aside 10%. Have I spent, if my 10% was 10,000 for example, I've sent 5,000 to my parents, I've sent 1,000 to my siblings. I've sent another 1,000 to maybe some other people. I've done this and that. If that's 10,000 ishas, there's nothing more that will be taken from
I use the
another
same
place.
principle, and I learned it some time ago. There's you, and you were speaking somewhere, and the gentleman who started, I think it's called Abacus. It's an app. And Valentine Jiroge, who does Africa's Pocket, and if I'm not wrong, she started at Center Foundation. And I realized you can budget for all these harambes, baby showers. Just have an amount of money that ikiisha that month imeisha mpaka next month. Now, by the way, nitakutumia at a fast, but the money is over. Apiyo, I want you to close off because unfortunately time for our episode is over. So you can comment on Black Tax, and then I want you to give your social media handles, let people know where they can reach you.
Probably I'll only make one suggestion. In every family there is one person that actually God shines upon. So if you are blessed, you are the one. You have an obligation to lift that family. But you have one strategy. Instead of sending money yearly, monthly, all sorts, look at how you can empower other siblings. Get it? Do you help you a lot in the long run? Have a strategy. Yes, you have financial discipline, but have a strategy on how you'll empower other siblings so that the next coming 1 or 2 years, then you're not going to send money. When you are called, you call Onyango.
And they have fun.
Send mama this. We don't need send mama this. So maybe I think that is the best strategy. If you are up there, ensure that other siblings have got at least somewhere that they can actually put their hands. My name is Apiyo, and my Facebook handle is Apiyo Opiyo JF, Twitter Apiyo Opiyo JF, and Instagram at Apiyo Opiyo. And I think that one of the best ways that we can actually ensure that we have a lending and borrowing discipline is by everyone doing their own due diligence.
Brian?
Yes. My name is, you'll check on Instagram at Brian Mwau, on Twitter at Brian_Mwau, LinkedIn Brian Mwau, and also YouTube channel, it's Brian Mwau. Then as I conclude, as you build in your friendship, don't build friendship based on money.
I like that. Anthony?
Yeah, so I'm Anthony Njenga, and you can get me on Instagram at official Anthony Njenga with a H, ANTHONYNJENGA. And on Facebook, it's Anthony Njenga, YouTube Anthony Njenga. And what I can say is this: before you decide now, this is your friend. Ask yourself, how much do I know about this person? Yes.
I like that a lot.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me on this conversation about money and men and their friendships.
Yes.
It's been a wonderful, wonderful episode. In case you want to watch it again and catch up, we upload all our episodes after they air on the KTN Home YouTube page. So you can find all past episodes. You'll see these gentlemen in other episodes as well. We've had a great time with you this evening on Wednesday. I'm Susan Joroge. You can find me online at Sora Common. There is our text line just down on the screen, 22151. That is where you can communicate with us if you want to come on the show or if you have any questions at all about Man Talk. See you guys next week. Same place, same time. Bye.